did this ourselves.
They're coming. It can't be.
Where is everyone?
Hello, survivors. Makeshift here again, still on site at Wasteland Weekend 2023. Teardown continues. There might be some trucks and some people walking by, making some noise, but we'll just go with it because I love the way it sounds and feels out here. Anyway, we just wrapped up our talk with staff, which happened to be in the DXC Saloon. Well, what's left of it. It definitely feels like an apocalypse has happened around here because the ceiling's coming down. There's an entire corner that's not there anymore. But there is something that's still here, which is the DXC staff. And so let's welcome them on the show because we're going to talk about all the things that happen here in this camp. The good, the bad, the dirty, which actually sounds like an old Western, very apropos since we're in a saloon. But my first one up, she's been on the show before, well, back in the video days. And it's still video days, but let's welcome Lady of Dauntless.
Thanks for having me again.
Absolutely.
It's my favorite place to be.
right at home.
Right at home with the mic in my face. And
yeah, and you're giving us that sultry...
with that whiskey voice.
Yeah.
That Wasteland whiskey voice.
I love it. And for the first time ever, man...
That's
I don't know
true.
how this is even possible.
I think it is the first time.
Your hubby, Happy Cowboy, to your right.
Happy
Joel to my right. Hello, Happy Cowboy.
Hey, everybody. I'm kind of, yeah. What is the deal? Why only now?
Why only now?
Why only now?
Well, because you're always so damn busy.
That's
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
I'm on a ladder. I've got a tool in my hand.
Yeah.
There's always something going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, great to be here. Great talking with you.
And it is interesting because when I go around interviewing tribes, every tribe always has like their point person, right? And so once I find out who that point person is, that's just kind of my gravitational center of that tribe, and that's where I end up going time and time again. So me and Lady have had many a conversation.
We go way back.
Of course.
way back.
Yeah, we were strangers during that first interview too.
Yeah. And I had to be really selective. I had to heavily edit remember it was me and Ghoulcrest Jerome.
Yeah.
And Doc
That's
Schofield.
right. Yep.
And we were talking about our craziest
Wastelander stories.
Our bar stories.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it was fun.
But yeah, Cowboy, it was overdue, but we're going to get into some stuff today. So
Excellent.
Don't you worry. I hope you brought your speaking voice.
Maybe.
I
don't sound. I actually do. I don't yell as much as Shell does at everybody.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you sound pretty normal.
I'm almost practically old world voice.
Yeah. And rounding out our panel today is a man that we see quite often at DXC, but he doesn't, he kind of stays behind the scenes quite a bit. I only know him as Dad. Is that your Wasteland name?
Pappy.
Pappy?
Pappy. That was given to me last Wasteland.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. And who are you to these guys?
I am Cowboy's father and Lady's father-in-law. As you say, I usually more in the background, handing him the poles he's putting up, or whatever else. But I'm here.
Awesome. And yeah, I've definitely noticed over the years you are one of the first of DXC to arrive, usually along with these two, and you're absolutely one of the last to be here. So
we got Happy and Pappy. Makes me
that's actually how it happened. He introduced himself to a Wastelander we hadn't met before as Happy Cowboy, and he turned to me, and I paused for a minute because I really didn't have a Wasteland name yet. And he says, well, you must be... Cowboy spoke up and said, this is my father. And he looked at me and he said, well, you must be Pappy Cowboy. I liked it, so...
And the legend was born.
I love it. All right, so we're here at DXC, which is Dauntless Express Corporation? Core?
Yeah,
just Core?
Just Core.
Like
we
corpse.
can't spell corporation.
Yeah, okay.
I don't even...
Small letters.
All right, and then the bar is called...
The Forlorn Hope Saloon.
I love that. And you guys have a very, like, dirty Western, kind of like Book of Eli kind of a feel going on. Tell me where DXC came from.
I'll do this one. So yeah, DXC started, well, Dauntless was our gamer group name way back in the late 90s. That's where Dauntless came from. And then I wanted to reuse that name, Dauntless, because it's not a word that gets used very often.
Yeah.
and because it means fearless, and it's like there's an old warplane that had that moniker that's super famous, and I don't know, it's just a cool word.
Yeah, it sure is.
And then along with our theme, because we wanted to be kind of courier mercenaries, we didn't know we're from the Pacific Northwest, so we like the end of the Oregon Trail, cowboys, Old West type vibe to it. Shell is from the South, so Southern Belle. That's kind of how Cowboy and Lady came to be.
Oh, I love it.
And our first Wasteland vehicle was like this, with this covered wagon Jeep. That's actually my mom's Jeep. That we stole from her.
53
We love you,
wheelers,
Mom.
so
Yeah.
it's been around a while.
So some rustlers here too.
Yeah. So we did the whole thing, and so for the first couple of years, we did courier missions now and again. Running around trying to be involved in things, and then as time went on, we grew, and kind of an establishment happened, and now we're a little more rooted, but we're still the DXC. So it's kind of like if the Pony Express became Amazon almost, right? or Costco or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't really think of a good analogy, but
I think we're the only faction neutral establishment in the Wasteland.
I don't know if we're the only ones, but we definitely that is our thing.
Yeah.
We are not Undertown. We are not NCR. We are not any of the other factions. Although we did just create a faction this year. In fact, with our neighbors.
Oh, yes.
The Air Raid Sirens, the Rec Room, and the Dukes of the Nuke.
Yeah.
All fabulous neighbors. We had to coordinate on some space this year and
Right.
work things out. And so we created our own neighborhood called the WAD, which is an acronym with the first letter of all of our names.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and also pretty darn right on. we are just the wad of the wastes. And it's kind of more of like a cooperative in a way, right?
It was a co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it definitely
Yeah.
wasn't on the map like that.
Yeah,
But
the screen accurate.
yeah, it's so true. You end up cooperating with your neighboring tribes so much. I went over to Rec Room at one point to borrow some mag screws, and I borrowed a bunch of tools from you guys over the years, and it's so helpful to have neighboring tribes that
you can trust and lean on.
Yeah,
we collaborated a lot this year, which is great.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
And it was,
yeah.
it was
And we're gonna get
amazing.
into how we collaborated in a little bit, but I do want to know also where the Forlorn Hope, which is not Dauntless, but it's Dauntless is Forlorn Hope. I mean, your camp is help me out.
It is very confusing. It is confusing.
So we started. We get that a lot, where people are like, "Well, is people, especially with the way we're laid out, right? Because we have the events wall, which we'll talk about, and we have our DXC doorway where we help people out, and then the saloon is kind of around the corner. It's all one structure, but it looks like it's distinct things, and so people are not sure.
They don't realize it's all us.
Do you hear the Edwards flyover?
I do.
Yeah.
Here it comes. They love to buzz us around here. It's great.
Do you think he's going to do low?
I don't know. I can't tell if it's coming closer or not. But this is one of my favorite parts because we're right north of Edwards Air Force Base, and they all know we're here. But this is their practice ground, and so we get not buzzed because they don't do it super low.
They've come through. They've been coming pretty.
Yeah, sometimes they
pretty
do,
low
though.
ceilings. Sometimes.
I don't want to get anyone in trouble because I know.
No.
Because I know they have a minimum height when they come through, and they definitely.
They definitely follow the rules.
They definitely follow the rules.
Yes.
All right. It sounds.
Over here it comes.
Yeah.
I think he's off to the.
Yeah, I can't tell
that is
because I'm in the headphones and it just sounds like it's in the middle of my head.
So the saloon though, that was the year they decided to do the heroes and the villains.
Yeah, so this was Adam's story because for many years, and it kind of has tapered off a little bit. But for many years, Adam would always develop some kind of background story for whatever was going on that year, and that year was the assault of the city gates.
Yeah.
Right.
And so the quote-unquote villain tribes, self-proclaimed, right? He didn't proclaim anyone villain tribes. These are the Skullduggers and various others, right?
Yeah, they all kind of lined up outside the gate.
Yeah,
2016.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. But what happened was is because of that, and because those tribes were so involved, because they're all, they're bigger than life characters, and they're involved in all the things, and they were the ones that were primarily providing the non-official entertainment along Main Street.
Yeah.
And so Adam realized after he had kind of arranged all this, he's like, I got nothing inside the gates. That's like the mushroom cloud, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so he came to me and he's like, hey, would you build something?
Yeah. Thanks, Adam.
And like an
Yeah.
idiot, I
Evolved.
did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, in 2016 because we had been over by the Atomic Cafe for
At
years.
H
That was
Park,
kind
yeah.
of our,
Yep.
our place.
That was our chunk of land.
And so then we built the original Forlorn, which was really nothing more at the time than an oversized carport. It was really all it was.
Oh, okay.
But set it up and did the thing. It didn't really get a whole lot of use.
Because of Teddy's tiny saloon doors.
That's a whole nother story.
That's a whole other story.
But it did slowly catch on and has kind of took on a life of its own.
Yeah.
But that's how it started. Was Adam directly saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, I
Got it.
need you to do a
Yeah,
thing."
we have no mushroom cloud in the city. We need a saloon. Chris will build anything.
Yeah, and of course the mushroom cloud, because that was a 1-year thing, and the mushroom cloud came back into the city the year after, and we've really been neighbors ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's been kind of
Oh,
fun.
fantastic. And now it's evolved into this giant structure that is fully shaded with full walls, doors, sign, a bar, a DJ booth, a dance floor,
Yeah, boardwalk.
furniture and chairs and tables and games and
porches.
yeah, and a whole store. You got Mutt's Hut sticking out the side. What would you say? I think this feels like about 600 or 700 or 800 square feet of shaded space in here. Is that about right?
So our whole site this year was 60 feet by 110 feet, and all but, let's see, definitely the first 30 feet back is all shaded all the way down, because even the new Barter Hole that we added this year,
Which was fantastic, by the way.
shaded. We'll talk about that a little bit. And of course we have plans to do more.
Of course
But-
you do. Yeah.
And ceiling fans. We
And
have
you even
ceiling
had a
fans.
courtyard this year.
Yeah.
Was
yeah.
that a new thing?
That was a
Yes.
new thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
With 2
Did-
fire pits.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it get a lot of use? Because I couldn't quite see that from where I
It's
was.
a good place to people watch. But
Yeah.
then, when the winds kicked up, we had to killed the
Of
fire
course,
pits.
yeah.
So it was a little chilly
Yeah.
out there on the weekend hat.
Yeah. Gotcha. But yeah, the space is beautiful and very usable. But before we go inside, I do want to talk, because you guys have been providing the map for years, along with the Tribe Mission Board and the Events Board, which is 2 different things, right? All right, so talk to
and
me
the
about that.
official Wasteland Weekend schedule. So we do
That's
we
right.
do all of it. Yeah.
It's fantastic. Man, you guys...
We work day and night. We don't just have one job. We literally work day and night.
It really was great when it was just the running the event board wall. But then we're like, well, I kind of like
It
to work.
evolved like everything else. But we don't make the map. I think kudos should go to
Skunk.
Yeah, Skunk. Okay, so the map has a little origin story too. So in 2014-ish, Adam wanted to not just have themed tribes in Wasteland City, but tribes that were providing a thing.
Yeah.
And we had not yet really started doing that. But one of the things that had happened is, because of our proximity to the Atomic Cafe, not everyone, but a lot of people assumed that we were part of the official,
Oh, yeah.
like with the info tire.
Right.
And were coming by and asking us, where's so-and-so, where's this, where that started our very first year.
Gotcha.
And so we had to very quickly go around and figure out where all this stuff was, because people were coming to us for information and about everything. And so that's where the idea for doing the original event boards came from, was because of the official kind of posting of the events was nothing more than a chalkboard on an easel.
Oh, I remember
back
that.
then. Yeah, and it would blow over every 2 seconds.
Totally.
And so we created the first event boards, and it's always been missions and events, because the idea being, missions being kind of an ongoing thing, that
An interactive.
an interactive thing, whereas events would be like a set schedule for
like a show or
yeah,
a
exactly.
performance. Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
So that's why we kept those things separate.
And it makes sense.
Yeah, and so it was nothing more than maybe a 4-foot wide sheet of plywood, like a pegboard or something along those lines, and eventually evolved into almost a 60-foot metal wall over the years.
But what was really fun, and I have to give Winter a big shout out, because our first
The first big map?
2 years at least, maybe 3. We'd bring out a roll of canvas, and Winter would bring paints and tiny paintbrushes, and she would paint the layout map out here in the sand.
I didn't know that.
In the sand.
Yeah, one time in our hotel room. Yeah.
On site.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we still have those,
because it takes a long time.
Yeah, and they were much smaller back then.
Right.
But
Yeah, because it was the official map either would not be done to the last minute as far as where people were going to be,
Right.
or it was held so secret that we wouldn't get that information until the last minute.
We were part of the in crowd.
And now, and of course, and it wasn't as big at that point either. And now, Skunk with the F-bombs, that's his tribe. He's been doing the map now for
Oh my gosh,
7
years?
I don't even know.
Wow.
Quite a long time. And it's just gotten more and more and more detailed over the years.
And he spends about 120 hours while
Holy
working a full-time
crap.
job.
Wow.
120 hours painting that every year.
I
It's
believe
just,
that. 'Cause,
Just beautiful.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of extra art on it.
Yeah, well, and then
and it's to scale.
Oh, and then he's got, he offers, if people bribe him suitably, he'll paint their tribe logos around the margin.
I love it.
So he gets a big box of awesome swag out of the deal every year.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, and we got to say, he wasn't able to make it this year, but we do have to say congratulations to him. He just had a baby girl.
Oh, yay.
No,
So-
well, it hasn't popped out yet.
Well, he's going to have a baby.
By the time the show's out.
Yeah.
In a couple of weeks.
You're right, I don't want to
It's
jump
gonna
the gun too much.
Yeah, so we painted It's a Girl around the F-bomb. They got their
Oh, yay.
ultrasound results like Saturday during the event, or Friday during the
also,
event.
a little known secret.
Uh-huh.
This is just for the listeners out there.
Uh-huh.
Bring UV lights, because there's always
What?
at night.
Yes.
There's always secrets.
Secrets.
Oh, I
on the
didn't
map
know that.
in UV, and the normal population doesn't know this. It's only going to be the
Apocalypse Post listeners.
that
Yeah.
Oh,
know
you
this
guys
now.
have the inside track
Secret
here.
little Easter eggs on
Nice.
the map.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so fun. And with well, darn it, it's so hard to just keep a mind on things out here. The heat really gets to me. It's fun. But yeah, the map you guys rebuild every year because it's a whole new layout. Well, the layout here is actually pretty static at this point.
The roads are.
But
Yeah.
the tribes move around enough that
a lot of
old
them-
map you can't adjust it.
We did that once, and it was just as much work to change the map as it was to redo it. So Skunk decided to just redo it.
Yeah. Gotcha. And you guys have that awesome boardwalk out there that just creaks and rattles as you walk across.
So, yeah,
it
there's
really sets a mood.
There's another shout out for all the Wasteland City tribes on our side of Main Street or the other. Eventually, we would like to see that boardwalk go all the way down Main Street. So there's your projects for next year, folks.
We had about 8 foot of boardwalk in front of the retirement home this year.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's
so,
true.
Yep. So now you got to get it in front of the Barter Hole because I don't know. You created the gap this time.
That's true. We did score some pallets from
Yeah.
Ace, but we ran out of time on
Yeah,
site.
I understand.
We have the dimensions.
You've only got so many trailers.
What is it? 48 long, 40 wide, right?
Wing it.
George,
It's all
George
good.
Yeah,
is-
if
George is
it's
winging.
if it's janky, that's all the better.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But you guys had some notes that you wanted to send out to people that are hanging things on the wall.
So one thing that we, we always make a tutorial video to kind of explain to all the new people that, this is how the event board wall works. And because a lot of people don't know, if you're running an event, you're running a mission, you can make a sign, slap maggots on the back of it, hang it on the wall. But one thing...
Did you say slap maggots? I heard slap maggots, and that was a wonderful
It's
picture in my head.
Wasteland,
Just
yeah.
slapping maggots.
Yeah, just slapping maggots. That's going to be
If
our...
your Wasteland name is Maggot, we apologize.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't mean you.
Yeah.
We don't mean you.
It's gonna be the name of our-
Unless you're into that sort of thing, in
gonna
which
be
case I think anyone here would oblige.
Yeah, that's going to be our new punk band.
Slapping maggots.
Slapping
It's
maggots.
a great name.
This is Grim Grinner, broadcasting on all channels. Welcome to the Waste is available to listen on Spotify, Anchor FM, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Find out more at linktree.com/welcome to the wastes. See you in the wastes.
Hey survivors, the next season of Legends of Wasteland City is coming up in 2024, and we're looking for short, post-apocalyptic stories to add to the mix. If you've got a short story or a script that you want to submit, send it along with a short summary to theapocpost@gmail.com. and it might be in the next season of Legends of Wasteland City.
One thing that we've desperately been trying for many, many years to communicate to the Wasteland is that paper signs are the devil's taint.
Mm-hmm.
Because the W comes up and it snatches your signs, your paper, your janky, low quality, low effort paper signs off of the event boards, never to be seen again.
Uh-huh.
And then people's events happen and they're like, why is nobody at my cool event? It's because your map is your janky paper sign is no
Just
longer on the
flew away.
board.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
wood or metal.
Yeah, wood or metal is preferred. All kinds of people use all kinds of cool materials. There are some high quality paper ones that people make as well.
Yeah.
But too much of that, it does exactly what Shell's talking about. It flops around and blows away.
And it ruins the visual aesthetic as well. You know, it just doesn't look as cool with your with a Sharpie, paper 8.5 by 11 white piece of paper.
Yeah, so we're doing a couple of things a little bit different to try to help this.
Okay.
One of the things that happens is most folks that put effort into their signs are pretty good about coming back after the event, grabbing their sign so they can reuse it again next year.
Of course.
But a lot of them get left behind. And what we would do in the past is we'd take all that stuff home and they'd never to be seen again. So people would not want to go through that effort if their sign is just going to disappear again. So what we're going to start doing is bringing all of the old signs back from last year to be either reclaimed, or if somebody comes up and says, hey, I need to make a sign, it's like, well, have your pick from these ones that are unclaimed. They already have magnets on them, whatever. Just paint over it and do whatever. Yeah. And just kind of recycle them. That way we're not getting rid of all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that we're going to try to get people to do is, we used to have, because we were limited on space, we used to have pretty strict rules on how big your signs could be,
the size,
and this and that,
right?
whatever. But we've got below the main events wall and above it and to the side of it now, all this, we have lots of space. So if someone wants to make something poster size or whatever,
cool.
We actually have space. Well, we might put it in certain places so it doesn't disrupt the flow of everything else, but we have space for all that now. So
I love it.
I want to see more creativity with that.
Yeah, I love it, and I've definitely taken advantage of it, and you guys have definitely been so kind as to bring a sign or two or three back for me, because we actually try to plan our events at the same time so that those signs can be reused and just slapped back up there, which is super helpful. But yeah, it's super cool, and you look across it and you see a lot of these community events that people are planning, and the signs that, like, just the art and the graphics.
There's some really great
some really
ones.
cool things.
I have to give a shout out to Wasted Saints and Hog Camp.
Yeah.
Like, they make the great, like, I've been trying to steal the Slag Races Hog Camp sign with the post-apocalyptic boar on it for a year. Like, just amazing work. And
I love it.
And so I guess that's what we really want to communicate is just spend a little time, make something, it doesn't have to be expensive.
Exactly. A lot of them are just made out of garbage.
Use reclaimed materials and metal and wood and if you must use a paper sign, for the love of all things holy, glue it to something heavier.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, so that
put your one of the other things, going back to the map for a second, a lot of people put their caps on the map, right? It's one of the, you see just by the end of the event, there's hundreds
to mark their
hundreds of
location,
caps on the map where people are. So also put the same cap, put it on your signs as well.
Oh, clever.
For your mission or your event or whatever.
Oh, that's a good move.
Because when you're looking at the sea of things, right? Matching the logos, the symbols visually. Like, oh, this is that. I know where to go.
Right. Especially if
so
you're
much easier
in the theme zone. Outside the gates. Because here we all have a site number. Right, inside the city, but out there, there's not.
Oh, right, the ones that are out in tent. Yeah, the first block. The first block is still theme zone. Maybe even the beginning of the second block, but after that, it's all tent city. And you have to,
either way, most Wastelanders don't know letters and numbers.
Right.
We know pictures.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
that's how we read the labels of our alcohol or whatever it is. Right.
And one other tidbit I'd like to throw out is make sure you bring strong magnets, because I noticed a couple of the signs had incredibly weak magnets on them. Like you touch the sign and they would fall down.
The neodymium magnets, those are really great, and they make small ones too.
Right.
But yes, those wimpy those wimpy magnets won't hold up much.
Those wimpy
And
magnets.
we always
Wimpy
try
magnets.
to have
Wimpy
a few
magnets.
extra magnets on hand that we'll barter for.
Oh, that's good.
if somebody shows up magnetless.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, and Dad touches on a great point, Pappy. Not only do we keep extra magnets on hand for a suitable bride, but we also keep sign-making materials, poster paint.
Oh, that's fun.
Some super crappy low-quality paint brushes, because nothing but the best.
Tag board.
Glue, E6000.
Got it all.
Not that we're
Nice.
encouraging all of you to show up over and wait until the last minute, but sometimes signs get broken or you forget or whatever. So
Yeah. So just talk to you guys.
ring the ship's bell at the DXC info window next
love
to
it.
the wall and bribe us for assistance.
Perfect. All right, so let's move back inside because you guys have put together such an amazing multi-use space, and we did I say we only because I was part of one of the things, but you guys hosted a lot of different events in here. So let's talk about a few of them.
Well, so we not only is the saloon a nighttime fun party place, but during the daytime, we've really tried to want to continue to get the word out that this is a community use space, and it was so great to host.
The Acostic Music Cafe.
The Acostic Music Cafe with you and Show Pony this year. I think that was a big success. I think everybody enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So and there's a lot of tribes or even just little groups of friends that come. They don't have the infrastructure to host an event, but they want to do a thing. I remember we had this wonderful couple from France that did this. You probably remember them. They did this interactive mission where you wore these headphones.
I do remember that.
And they didn't, whoever used to host their tribe or host their mission at their place didn't. And so we ended up hosting them a couple of years here, and they had a blast. And so if you've got a thing but don't have a place, please
let us know.
Hit us up. Yeah, hit
Maybe
us
it'll work out.
Yeah, you guys have done Uncle Foster's story time.
We have Shadow Play Theater.
Done a wedding or two.
Two weddings, and we do war talks and peace talks and ambushes.
Oh,
and
that's
the course
right.
that
Yeah,
we're
like you guys
involved
host
in.
some lore things along the way.
Totally, because we are neutral territory.
That's right.
We are fiercely neutral, and
Yeah.
so that's a pretty big.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's fun to do.
And with the full walls and the roof being up, it is very much a recluse from the elements. That's probably not the right word, but you can hide in here.
It's almost a solid building.
Yeah.
And like when we get the W events, the saloon does not move. It's so weird.
It was wild because I would be like up on stage playing a song and I could see out the saloon doors and just see like clouds of dust going by and people covering their faces. I didn't even know a windstorm was happening. I got back to the Dukes of the Nuke camp after one of the sets and everyone was super stressed and going nuts because they said, our camouflage supports were like falling down left and right. And I was like, really? Because it felt like nothing where I was.
So funny. We're like, there was a wind event happening. And I have to say, I think we still have the only ceiling fans in the Wasteland.
Oh, yeah.
I thought Gilly's Arcade had ceiling
Does
fans
Gilly's
at
have?
one point. I
Does
don't
he?
know, but
I never look up in there.
We
The
have-
games are so intriguing.
yeah.
We have
Maybe
five.
Maybe
We
it's
have
his
five
Neo version.
ceiling
Yeah,
fans.
maybe.
4.
I think it was 4.
Was it 4 this year?
Yeah, 4 this year.
Yeah.
Six
At least one
next
of them
year.
still up.
6. Yeah. Oh, that's true. We have one lone ceiling fan.
Oh, yeah. You guys had like a whole like solar array to power all those up, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're trying to get as generatorless as possible.
Awesome.
So that just, in fact, well, we'll see how it works out. But definitely during the day, we're able to run everything on solar and battery.
That's amazing.
And then at night, when the sound system kicks up, because use a little bit more power.
Of course. And it's
we'll-
kind of very, very on demand, right?
Yeah. We'll kick on the generator.
Yeah.
Tiny bit off topic, but something I'd like to reiterate. DXC, Dauntless Express Corps, does run the Forlorn Hope Saloon. I still have people come in and say, well, this is Forlorn Hope, where's Dauntless at?
Yeah. I think
So,
we need a different sign that has both DXC and Forlorn Hope Saloon on it, so people
We
can
did that
make
with the Barter Hole. We added DX, and I wanted to say apostrophe S, we just never got around to it. The DXC Barter Hole.
It's
Oh, is that
probably
just your phone?
it's
Yeah,
it's
it's the phone in the background.
it's the Nigerian spammers that never stop calling Pappy. Yeah.
Potential spam is my best friend, I guess.
You know, you give them access to your bank account one time,
Just
and they won't leave you alone.
Yeah, good Mr. Potential.
Yeah. But yeah, so during the day it was kind of a casual hang in here. People were playing games in the corner, just enjoying the shade.
We have a pillow party corner because sometimes you just need to lay on a big pile of pillows and
definitely decompress, dirty, dusty,
snore for a little while.
Crunchy pillows. Yum yum yum.
Actually,
Yum,
one
yum.
year, every morning we had the same fellow would come in as soon as we were moving about inside. He'd come in, crawl into the pillow corner, and sleep for a couple hours.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, we just step over him, hold a mirror in front of his face every once in a while, make sure he's still breathing.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, do you want to dive into the Acostic Cafe? Because this is something I definitely want to do again.
That was so great.
It was so great.
And I would like to promote it a little more in advance because I had a few people say, man, if I knew this, I would have brought my guitar.
Yeah.
I would have.
Yeah.
So I think there's some more. Yeah, there's some. Oh, and Sugar.
Oh,
from our Northwest group, our brand new Wastelander, first time here. She got up and sang.
Yeah, she was so nervous, but she was so good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we
so,
had a few people step up there.
Start at the beginning.
Oh yeah, listen.
And,
and
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Makeshift. What was your concept behind the Acostic Cafe, and how did that come to be, and really what is it?
Okay.
Yes.
Well, my selfish version of it is I've written a bunch of these Wasteland themed songs, and I wanted somewhere to play them. And over the last couple of years, we've done the Dukes of the Nuke USO show, which is kind of an old concept that War Chief Grimm, which was still playing the drinking game. So if you got one, here we go. He conceptualized that, and we finally pulled it off actually after he decided to take a break from Wasteland. But so we've been doing that, and it's an open mic. And we try to shove it into like an hour. We hosted it at our camp a couple times. We just so happened to not have a stage this year. And so we sent the USO show to the rec room. But I did want to kind of continue with a little bit more of a stage thing, which is why I came to you guys and said, hey, I want to adapt this concept into something a little different, make it a bit more casual. And I know that you guys have been trying to get this space used more. So to kind of like create a space where it's more acoustic, more like relaxing, take advantage of the shade and the hang in here, and just put on some background music.
Yeah.
Right? But then also at the same time, I know there's a lot of Wastelanders out there who are writing and playing kind of themed songs, so giving them a space to be able to do that. And so, yeah, we put it together, and having Show Pony and Feather Edge with their band kind of co-hosting. Ironwise, thank you. So that we could kind of like both play every day and then fill the in-between with whoever else showed up. And it was just such a fun thing.
It's so good. I want to see, have you recorded that Wizard of Oz song?
It's currently being recorded.
That's so good.
Yeah, all these songs.
Oh man, that one, I know I've said it already, but that one, you really get to appreciate the full range of your vocal ability with that, and the song, the lyrics are so good.
Thank you so much.
It's dark and grim, and I love it.
Yeah, we've been hanging out with my buddy Jet Black, who is a blues artist, a whole bunch. So I've kind of been wanting to like play into that space a little bit, and that was the first blues song that I wrote. Yeah.
Can't wait to hear the recording.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and that's the thing. I love writing these songs, and actually Wasteland got me hyped up on writing music again.
Isn't that great?
And yeah, I just want to play them for people.
You just get that creative food in your engine, and things start bubbling and percolating, and all of a sudden your new things are burst out of your loins.
Totally. Yeah.
Either that or the sun bakes all common sense out of your head and you just go crazy.
Totally. But it was also like, all right, so there's a big lull in the afternoons when, people are like taking a break for lunch or
hiding from the sun.
Yeah.
It always
seems like the morning is full of like catch-up lore. And so I would run around real quick before like noon and try to like get my letters sent, go visit tribe leaders that have instigated some kind of story arc that I need to play into. But then, kind of take a bit of a breath in the early afternoon before starting to prep for nighttime things. And I thought that it was really perfect here because we started at 2:30, which there's still activity in the city, but it's a very low energy activity for the afternoon. And just kind of giving people a reason to come on in, enjoy the shade. I feel like we started every day with like maybe 5 or 8 people in here, and by the time we were done,
for not advertising.
Yeah.
And then we had the one sign plink on the door.
Exactly.
And that was it.
And that's exactly the energy I wanted. I actually didn't want to make it a show about us. I wanted it to be the space, and we were just providing a little bit of background nuance.
Oh, it was perfect. They must hear the music.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Or just, smell the good vibes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was interesting because the people that were already in here where we started, they just kind of continued playing games or chatting in the corner, and it was just, kind of background ambiance. But then people started coming in and just really paying attention, and that feels good, right?
It does feel good. Yeah. You're no longer background noise. You're
totally
a focus. Yeah.
And you guys put together an amazing sound system because I know Cowboy, you like to DJ at night. You bring in other DJs, and it just sounded so good. And so it made it really easy for me. Last year I was setting up an entire stage kind of by myself.
That's a lot of work.
Which I love doing, but doing it every day.
Yeah.
Because I would put it away because of last year was pretty dusty too.
Sure, but especially if you don't have the walls that we do.
Exactly.
All of our stuff stays mostly dust free. So.
That's the other great thing about this setup too is with us working together on this particular system, we've got ideas on how to even further improve it for next year, make it just more simple.
Yep.
Doesn't have to be, I don't have to be around, you don't even necessarily have to be around.
Right.
There's others that can help get it set up. We've trained people and it can just almost autopilot. So I definitely want to keep this going for sure.
And it was fun, and even though we only had a few other people that came for the open mic aspect of it, the people that did were first off fantastic.
Yeah,
we had
really
a couple people go up there and do like comical songs, just kind of offbeat things.
What was his name? Chris something or another.
Yeah, there was another Wise. He was the one with the uke.
That was him, right?
Yeah.
So. Totally unrelated, kind of. Who is the amazing person that covers Ludo's "Love Me Dead" at Wrecking Crew?
At the Rec Room?
Rec Room.
That was. I'll have to go through my messages and find out.
Drag him in here to perform next year.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
My jaw was in the dirt. Like I caught that on our blackout night.
Really?
Thursday night. And I am not a karaoke fan. But oh my gosh. And I would love to have him come perform during the day with you and show.
Yeah.
So if you don't know who he is, whoever you are, reach out to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we often have open slots in the DJ schedule as well. So if you would like to DJ, come talk to Cowboy and see if you can find a spot.
Ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't. Yeah.
That's what I said. See if he can find a spot for you.
Yeah.
And Pappy, you can pull that down a little bit. I know. I realize now I put that windscreen right in front of your eyes and you can't see any of us. Just give it a good tug. There you go. Yeah, that'll be better. I hid you from us.
We did have two DJs walk. We've never had Walkin DJs before, and we had two guys from Smash Bots. Came in Saturday evening.
Well, yeah, they came in around 9ish when we were getting started. Said, hey, we'd love to do whatever, and I said initially, yeah, come back around 10, but then the house DJs, us, myself, Mad Mutt, and Ren. I'm not sure if she has it.
Ren Andromeda.
Ren. Okay, there you go.
There you go.
We were all doing our thing, and so then Mutt said, come back even later. Almost to try to get rid of them in a way, and they're like, great. And so they came back at like 1:30.
Wow. It was perfect though, because that's the one night that we get to go late.
And they were just as thrilled as if it would have been earlier. And there was even more people in the place. It was actually fantastic.
And it was nice. One of the guys, it was his very first time DJing live.
I don't believe him. He did far too well.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
Oh heck yeah.
The set was.
Yeah, they did
so
great.
Good.
And they played us out until I took over at about 3.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I turned because security came by and said, "Hey, you guys got
Yeah, it's about time.
It's about time."
There's a few tribes out there that kind of dedicate themselves to being the last to open. I know Skullduggers have done it historically. Zeke's Pit Stop is always one of the last. Schofield's Drifters, we've talked about how he doesn't like to go to bed until everyone goes to bed. And we were there at 4 o'clock one day before they shut down.
Yeah, we were still up at 4 in here.
And you guys are definitely the other one, like just
especially Saturday.
Yeah, we need to milk the the bosom.
Mother's milk the bosom
for every drop.
I know, that's so true. There's a lot of us that we stay up as late as we can and wake up as soon as we can.
Don't want it to be over
every second.
And as far as house DJs go, Ren, this was her first time camping with us this year. She's a prospect. I'm fairly confident we're going to vote unanimously to suck her into the loins of Dauntless.
There are so many euphemisms you're putting into this line.
I'm very fond of the metaphor.
And loins,
then
apparently.
Mad Mutt,
loins,
Mutt is the only other OG member of Dauntless besides Cowboy and I.
Okay.
It was the three of us in 2012. The message boards were still a thing. We never. Such a great story. We had never met, and back then it was you had to have 4 people to form a tribe to stay in Wasteland City in 2012.
Well, let me pause for just a second.
Right.
By message boards, what she means is literally online internet message boards pre-Facebook.
I was trying to figure out what the heck you were talking about.
The forums. The
not
forums.
our message board, but like literally
Like
internet
a
forums.
message
back
forum.
when Facebook was just for meeting other singles in your school.
Yeah. And so we wanted to stay in the city, and you had to have 4 people in a tribe back then in 2012 to stay in the city.
It was arbitrary, but I kind of get they had to put something.
Yeah. And so none of us had ever met each other before until we all got here with our newly formed tribe in 2012. So we formed a tribe with people we'd never met. We all came out here in 2012. We did the thing, and the 3 of us are the.
And some of us have stuck together.
The last.
Yeah.
So Mutt's DJing now. Happy Cowboy is DJing now, and then we have Ren. So we've got 3 house DJs now, which is kind of cool.
That's good. That's good.
Joe Virus is one of our favorite.
Yeah, he's great.
I love Joe. My old stomping grounds was the church in Dallas. It was one of the only 2 goth clubs in the giant state of Texas where I'm from. So it was when I put the call out in 2017 for DJs. Joe, and then our buddies from Dark Side Events. I got to give them a huge shout out. They trucked out their sound system from Bakersfield just for us every year for
up until 2 years ago.
Oh wow!
Just brought it out because they supported what we were doing so much.
Cool.
So huge shout out to our friends from Dark Side. We've got our own sound system now, but they still come and DJ for us, and much love for them.
So good. So good. Yeah, you guys have put together a really incredible and generous space here for the Wasteland.
We love you guys.
Yeah, I know. And you still put up our tower this year, so I really appreciate that.
Yeah, the Dukes of the Dauntless.
Dukes of the Dauntless Tower.
We didn't get the stupid Dukes clock up, or the regular non-stupid clock.
Yeah, it was not a clock tower this year.
Yeah, that's okay.
The motors were here. The faces were here.
Oh, gotcha.
We were played out.
I understand.
So,
yeah, there were a few things that we never got to in our camp too. It's fine. It's fine.
That's all right. It gives us time to put the new Dukes After Dark collage on.
Yeah.
Hit the naughty parts.
Yeah, it keeps getting dirtier and dirtier, doesn't it?
That's the way we like it.
Hey survivors, Makeshift here to remind you that the Apocalypse Post is brought to you in no small way by our Patreon supporters. Join the ranks for early access and exclusive content with support levels now named for fancy Fallout-ridden factions like the $2 per creation Drifter or the $7 Wastelander. Knowing you've got my back has helped me dedicate more time to this channel, spreading love of the post-apocalypse, and less time on stupid real-world stuff. Sign up right now at patreon.com/theapocalypsepost. You know, these parts of the wasteland used to be crawling with raiders. Folks that just couldn't get along and tried to take things that wasn't theirs. And they got away with it for a little while too. But then all that changed the day Dead Raider Jerky came to town. Now in 3 styles: original, spicy rads, and extra crispy. Every sack of Dead Raider Jerky is slow roasted to tender perfection on a hot rock under the red sky, the way Mama Nature intended. Dead Raider Jerky. Fuck it. Let's eat the bastards.
I gotta say also, speaking of the Dukes, doing the Wednesday night, what did you call it? The roast.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that
well,
was
we do it Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
Yeah,
As
before
kind
the
of-
event.
So it was kind of a private thing. But that was so energizing just to
It
have
was.
Yay.
somebody in, like enjoying the space and being like, all the smiling faces and
Yeah.
getting to know a few more of the Dukes.
I know,
because you got a big group.
Yeah.
And it's kind of intimidating for me because I don't know I only know like 2 of you.
Of course, right. Yeah.
And so
Yeah, for being like sister tribes, there's just a
Yeah.
handful of us that are actually bilateral.
Yeah.
but that was that was for me particularly, that really got my
Oh, I'm
Wasteland
so glad.
going.
And that was so fun.
It was fun.
I'm sorry, we didn't record it this year, but
It was.
we
it was
had
good,
a great
though.
time.
It
And it was,
good.
again, a perfect space for it. And it was a good way to test the system for you, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally
It's
on the
awesome.
fly.
But yeah, we had a few tribes represented. I know the Farlanders came in en masse because I told them I had a couple jokes about them, and they couldn't miss it. I went over to Bridger ahead of time, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to say a couple jokes about Debs. Just know that they're
FYI.
the roast is supposed to be fun and a little bit jabby. It's all in good fun." And he was like, "Oh no, you're fine. Go ahead, do your thing."
Oh, they have a fantastic sense of humor.
Oh my God, yeah, they do. Yeah, and we've gotten to hang out so much in the Nashville area lately because we're like finally connecting out there.
Oh, great.
Yeah, after years, I hung out with them more this year than ever before, and they're fantastic.
Yeah, speaking of Farlanders, I'm just saying it was a sight to behold.
Are you talking about Thunderdome?
Flying through the
Oh
air
my
with the greatest
God.
of ease.
That's
It
the
was
almost
dar-
a
so
show by
good.
it,
yeah,
in it,
the
in and
daring
of itself.
I
young
know.
makeshift on the flying trapeze. Yeah.
But so I've been shooting Thunderdome since their first year was 2015, and then there was the Dome of Destruction before that, which that was more like kind of a theatrical, like pro wrestling kind of a thing they did in there. They didn't have the bungee cords, but there was still fighting, and it was all kind of pre-set. But Death Guild's Thunderdome, anyone who wants to can sign up ahead of time, sign your life away on a digital piece of paper, show up, sign your life away again, and fight in the Thunderdome.
With a friend.
With a friend.
Or an enemy.
Yeah, most people do fight their friends, which is great. But I gotta say, their entire process was amazing because you show up in line, they let you know you can bring a bribe. The bribe is a sealed bottle of alcohol.
Nice.
Yeah, and then you go talk to their bribe master at the front of the line, and depending on how good your bribe is, you get placed in the line.
Oh.
So, if you bring a very expensive special bottle, you go where you want. If you bring, a bottle of like pre-made
Monarch's
margarita
screw top.
from the store brand, maybe you won't go to the front, but you'll get placed, ahead of
Number
the rest of the
69.
rabble. But then it kind of continued from there. They're such a well-oiled machine.
They are.
You get in line. They when you get to the front of kind of the initial line, they take all your extra bits, like necklaces, jackets, anything that's sharp or dangerous. Empty your pockets and put it in this bin so that you're not bringing it in there with you. And then you step up to the next person. And they give you a lowdown of how things are going to go. Someone's going to come get you. You are theirs. Follow them where they put you, listen to what they say. They give you a couple more safety instructions. And then when they pull you in, it is non-stop energy the whole time. And it was such a great experience because, like I said, I've been watching people do this for years. I never got it until they pull you back that first time. And you become like, it's like this super zoom face to face with your opponent. And you crash in the middle and nothing hurts while you're in there. It's really weird.
Yeah. It's all the adrenaline.
It's so much adrenaline.
So much adrenaline.
Yeah, and Adept is a formidable fighter.
Yes.
She was 3-0 before we started. I was also undefeated before we started, but she got me.
Yeah, my favorite Death Guild story was at the old place, and there was a Wastelander here that was wheelchair bound. It was paralyzed from the waist down, and I don't remember whether it was him or his friends, but they managed to get the word to Death Guild that he'd always wanted to know what it felt like to fly.
Oh my God.
And obviously couldn't fight anybody.
Yeah.
But they got him in the rigging and flew him around the Thunderdome. Like I get all choked up. It's one of my favorite Thunderdome memories, and like the unadulterated joy that he experienced and that they were part of that. I just still get chills. It was just such a pure moment for him.
Right.
And it was so awesome to watch. So Yeah,
They're so fun.
They're so great.
I remember their first year. I interviewed a couple of them, and they've been doing Burning Man for years, and they do what do you call it? Like other events around California.
Not Folsom Street Festival, but
what the heck was it called? It was a music fest, and it was one where they couldn't even bring in people, so they just had their friends come and fight each other as display. But when they got here, at Burning Man, they're kind of like the weird Thunderdome tribe, you know. But here, it's all their people.
Yeah.
And so they felt at home first thing, and of course they were, because we absolutely love them.
Oh, so great.
We love what they do. And
remember back in the early days, it used to be a dirty word before we had the Thunderdome here. Because everybody would bring up in Central back in like 2013, when are we going to get the Thunderdome?
Right.
When are we going to get the Thunderdome?
Yeah.
Why do we have the Thunderdome?
Yeah, and I think it was actually Spud who somehow got connected
I wanna say,
and just
yeah.
made that
Yep.
that connection.
Yeah,
It was.
pre-Black
Right?
Thumb days. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember how. I think he went to Burning Man.
Well,
and
they
just,
were
like, made friends.
He used to be part of Death.
Yeah, he was
yeah.
for a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to.
There's another interview.
That's
in
another
the,
episode.
in the future.
I know.
Yeah.
I wanted to interview them before, but they got so busy getting ready for Burning Man, it just didn't happen. But hopefully I can do it afterwards.
Yeah,
It'd
totally.
be fun.
There's a lot of stories there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Goat Fucker, that's his Wasteland name. I don't know the story behind that, but I'm sure it's a good one. He's another film guy out of L.A. He does some amazing music videos, but yeah, he's one that I'm hoping to get on the show at some point.
Yeah, I have a secret long-term crush on one of them, but I'm not going to say who. I just pine. You understand, of course.
I don't mind.
All right, don't say it out loud,
doesn't
but just whisper it into the mic. Just whisper it.
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh.
I'm just going to secretly. I'll
Just
be in
pine,
my
just-
bunk.
yeah.
I'll be in my bunk. He was here this year. I will say it's a he.
Just
It is a
dreaming
he.
about bungee
He's
cords
here every year.
and
He's
pool
got
noodle paddles.
He's got a really big staff. No, really.
Is he one of the?
He is one of the.
All right, that really limits it. You're really
Yeah,
limiting
Get
it.
your mind out of the gutter. Gosh. Wow.
Fantastic. Well, I know you guys have a lot to tear down here still, because it always takes you days. But is there anything
Days
else
and
you guys want to throw at
days.
me before we wrap things up?
The Barter Hole. Last but not least, we brought very first time, we have a community barter space on Main Street. It's on the other side of the event boards. It's got shade. We're hoping to have carpet in it next year. It is available to use day and night. If you've got barter stuff, bring it. Set up in there. Use our Barter Hole.
Bring your own chairs and tables.
Bring your own chairs
Oh
and
yeah,
tables.
because it's just a floor and a roof, right?
Yeah, and at night, it masquerades as its alter ego, the Beehole.
Oh yeah, because only some of the sign lights up, right?
Because we're real mature.
It is kind of fun to get to a place where like juvenile jokes
Yeah.
can just be fun again.
Yeah, that's us all fart
Yeah.
jokes all the time.
Yeah, the objective was twofold. One, we needed some more space to be able to just fit ourselves.
Right.
And the space between us and the Dukes needed to be
Widened?
managed because
Get us further apart.
because the smell.
The smell. Oh my gosh.
No, because you were rearranging your camp,
Right.
and which
Yeah.
leaves a space that's not quite big enough to actually put a tribe into.
Right.
Yeah.
And there is a need. You see all the poor people pulling
Dragging
their
their
barter carts around and
carts.
whatever.
Yeah.
The
And just,
boiling sun.
Having a space for them to get into at any time, day or night, basically. Last year we did a scheduled bazaar, kind of Mutt's Barter Bazaar, where people would come in. Mushroom Cloud did something similar. I don't remember what they called it, but they basically did the same thing this year,
Yeah.
where people can come in and come inside. The problem that we had was that it
was so successful.
Inside the saloon that we had no space to move.
Yeah.
To
And
do
so
other
it
events.
became clear that that's something that there's demand
Right.
for that kind of like, respite from the what is it called, the day orb? What are
Oh,
those
yeah.
The
places that
Day
we're
Star.
The Day Star.
The Day
Yeah, something
Star.
like that.
Day
Whatever.
Star bad.
Yeah, something like
Day Star
that.
bad.
But anyways, yeah. So that's the idea behind
Yeah.
that.
I
is
think
to-
it's great success.
And people
Mutt's,
liked it?
and Mutt's Hut continues to grow by leaps and bounds.
Mhm.
So,
Oh yeah, things were
the hottest barter
shoving
spot
off.
on Main Street.
oh yeah, he's got it all.
It was
I don't know.
full.
It was.
Floor to ceiling, every shelf loaded.
Tankards. If you ever forget your Wasteland cup, Mutt's always got you covered.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, you forget your Russian mobster fur coat, he's got one of those too. Street lights.
Yeah, mine from last year is still my favorite. My fur vest.
Oh, that's right.
I loaned it out this
year. Have you
year.
worn it?
I did wear it a little bit, but I ended up loaning it out because a couple of the nights got so cold, and Spectrum's girls weren't quite layered up enough.
That looks unreasonably sexy on you, I must say.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel very sexy in that.
And
honestly, like a fur vest like that, it's so hot under the vest that the rest you can be uncovered, and you
use your core,
and you even out. You end up warmer even though you're wearing less, which is amazing.
She got the nipple ring action. It's always important.
I got to show them off.
That's exactly.
Yeah. It's now the third strongest pain I've ever felt. I mean, breaking a bone, that wins. I had a toothache that ended up needing a root canal.
Also
so
nasty.
that was number 2 was
Also
the toothache.
bad.
The root canal was fine. I got the gas. I was just listening to podcasts. I was in dreamland having a good time. But yeah, the debilitating pain was amazing. But yeah, the nipple rings, they were second, now they're third.
No, you're a bigger man than I am now. Nope.
But it goes away quick. That's the good thing.
That's what they say. I'd never.
So your nipples have gone away now?
No, just the pain. Just the pain. I still have my nipples.
My nipples are still here.
Well, amazing. Well, thank you guys for being such good neighbors for all these years.
Yeah, we love the Dukes. The Dukes of the Dauntless.
Yeah. Some of you. We love
some of you.
Yeah. Well, I only like some of them anyway too.
No.
But yeah, we're going 6 years strong as high quality neighbors.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And no plans to move. So
never.
Right.
Never.
No, I'm happy with all of our neighbors. I think the WAD is here to stay.
The WAD is going to continue.
Maybe we'll be official next year.
Yeah, we should have
an official WAD.
Official WAD. We should do like glow in the dark condoms or something.
That's a good move.
WAD.
Yeah, it's kind of like MAD, like Mothers Against Drug Driving, but we're the WAD.
Yeah, WAD. Wrecking Crew, Air Raid, Dauntless, and Dudes.
Yeah. I like that.
We're so creative.
We're so creative.
Best acronym ever.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having us.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
We love what you do. There wouldn't be.
Thank you.
It just wouldn't be the same without the Apocalypse Post, and it keeps us going throughout the year. It really does.
Yeah, it's the feedback that everyone gives, and that's some of the strongest I get. Is just that, this has got me amped up again. It's got me excited again.
We get our Wasteland fix.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all the Wastelanders that
we were
keep me going.
The videos, because those were video when you were interviewing the mayoral candidates.
We did like the video. Video is good.
We had those running while we were like packing our bins, getting everything ready to put into the trailer and whatnot. That was our background for that.
Yeah. Inspiration.
I think those videos helped make the mayoral campaigns this year like a beast and a half. Like it became such a huge part of lore. They had over 400 votes.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I heard the fix was in though. I did.
No,
there were rumors, but they kept it. They like in the real world they kept it clean. But there were like wonderful rumors, like lore rumors. Yeah. But yeah, congratulations, Red Claw, and absolutely
congratulations,
darling.
Red Claw. That's right.
Yeah, well deserved.
May your reign be mighty and long. Or long and mighty. I got nothing.
Strike that. Reverse it.
Something.
Is that what we're calling the rain now?
Yeah, mighty and long.
Yeah.
And red. I got nothing. Still nothing.
All right. Well, you guys got to get back to work. Lady, Happy, and Pappy, thank you so much for coming on today.
Because
thank you. We'll see you soon.
And for providing this beautiful space. Because even though it's half torn down, it's still absolutely perfect.
And we're going to do it all over again next year.
Yeah, bigger, better, and
more fans.
And more
fans?
Only fans.
He doesn't know when to stop.
I know.
That's true. He's been cut off.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to add any more additions. He can refine what we already have. He may not grow.
Well, your trailer didn't break this year, so you might be able to stick a couple more pounds in there.
Although we do have a cracked radiator, we get to drive all the way home. So, so please, if you find a virgin, sacrifice her in the name of Dauntless. She'll understand. It's for a good cause.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I don't know, rub a rabbit's foot or
get consent first.
Something. Consent.
Sacrificial consent.
I mean, yes, please. Good juju our way. We need it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I do hope you guys have a good trip home, and will we see you for Neotropolis? Do you guys do Neotropolis?
Oh my gosh, we try.
Yeah.
We had real life stuff prevent us for the second year in a row this last year. Our aim is to come to Neotropolis 95% as tourists and 5% as a working tribe. Is that right?
Yeah, we'll see.
93. We're workshopping an idea.
Okay.
But it'll be totally different theme, totally
yeah.
different characters.
It's a very small idea.
Yeah, very, very different.
Whole new trailer?
Well,
No.
actually, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yes.
Oh, geez.
Yes.
You guys, you can't stop. But you've also got some events coming up in the Northwest, right?
Oh, that's right.
Let's rock those real quick.
If you're in the Pacific Northwest, which continues to grow, we've got California, parts of California, close to Oregon parts of California. We've got Oregon, Washington, British Columbia, Idaho,
Holy crap.
Montana.
Whoa.
Am I forgetting anything?
No,
And so about a month after Wasteland every year, we do a giant Wasteland decompression warehouse party.
Cool.
For all the Pacific Northwest Wastelanders. So that will be
It's our big end of the year.
big end of the year. So it's Wastelanders N like Nancy, W like Wasteland on Facebook. So look us up. We'll be dropping a big announcement. We fundraise for the party. It's all super collaborative. People donate what they can afford to cover the cost. We have post-apocalyptic vendors from the group. There's no charge to vend for us.
Awesome.
We just like to hook up creative people with other creative people. You can barter. You can dance. We have photographers. You can take pictures against some backdrops of the saloon. Am I forgetting anything, Pappy?
I said you can drink.
And you can drink. Oh yes. So yeah, Wasteland Decompression. This will be number
I don't even know.
8, maybe.
That's
8?
awesome.
Yeah, we started the Wastelanders Northwest Facebook group to try to connect with local folks back in, 2014,
14-ish,
2015.
yeah.
And it's
Now it's like 1,200 members now.
Really? Holy crap.
Yeah, it's grown quite a bit.
Wow.
Pandemic kind of messed up our timing for
Made everything weird.
the smaller events.
course,
but
yeah.
we're getting back into the swing of things.
Yeah, we do a build, barter, destroy, or we did until the world ended. We stitch and bitch,
Yeah.
kind of work on costuming and props and little things throughout the year. We do
Gotcha.
some So.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing something
nights,
in Tennessee at some point too, but
Yeah, you totally should. It's
Yeah.
great. Even
There's a lot of them.
like our first get together for the Wastelanders Northwest was literally just we're meeting at McMinimans, which is a local kind of Northwest bar thing.
Yeah, we met at a bar
and then it was like, okay, well, let's get together and let's instead of just going drinking, let's play some games.
cool.
It's like, okay, we'll get together and do that. Play a movie on the background, and then just kind of things evolve from there.
And now it's a full-on party.
And now, now it's not only is that a party, but other events pop up throughout the year, like organized by others. Like Shell and I don't have to do all of it, right? There's other folks that are doing. Like one year, somebody did a swap meet, an open market swap meet.
Sweet, yeah.
And that was a lot of fun, and just various other things like that.
Oh, I love it.
Well, and I have to give a shout out real quick for Decompression because it's so super collaborative. We have people like the Great Northern Tribe come down from Washington, and they bring their barter craps table to Decompression that they bring out here to the event. So it's super fun. We have them. We have DJs from all over the Northwest. We've had Caution Tape Carnival's been there before and brought some of their games. I mean, so you get all of these different tribes bring a chunk of the event, and so it just ends up being this multi-tentacled
The more people you get, the easier it can be for everybody.
and fun,
And
right?
now that you know all about it, there's no excuse for you not being there.
That's true.
That's a really good point.
That's
Damn
true.
it.
That's true.
I want to do so many more things.
I
The
know,
real
right?
world grabs
We just
you
need
sometimes.
we need a bottomless checking account is what we need. So
Yeah,
you
right?
work on that for us.
How do we do this? No, you guys need to work on it for me.
We'll pitch in for a bicycle so you can ride here.
That's
Yeah.
perfect. It'll only take me about,
Yeah.
12 days from Tennessee?
Oh
give
yeah,
or take?
you got the legs
It can
for
be-
it.
it can be done.
You got this. You got this.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. This has been such a ride.
Always our
Yeah.
pleasure. We love you.
Awesome. All right. Well, survivors, we're going to wrap things up. Make sure you're subscribed wherever you're listening. Give a thumbs up or a comment if you can. And of course, if you enjoyed today's episode, share it with your friends. And if you hated it, share it with your enemies, along with a brand new album from the Slappin' Maggots.
Because Wasteland.
Because Wasteland. And until then, well, I'll see you next week. But until then... Y'all stay alive.